It is my absolute pleasure to be joined today by author Paige Starr. She is the author of the newly released book, The Cookie Class. And so, Paige, tell us about this book.
Hi, yes, thank you so much for the opportunity. The Cookie Class is a very, very important book to me because though my first book was super special because it was about my brother, this book highlights my very first class. And my goal, when I came to my school as a special education teacher, was to include as much as I could. I knew that I wasn't teaching an inclusion class, and though it hurt my heart, it felt like a responsibility to find means of inclusion. And so my big thing in my first year was have a big spelling bee at the end of the year with my class and invite the whole school. And all year long, I had no idea how I was going to do it, but that was we were working towards that. And yeah, so that's what this is about. This takes you through the story of their preparation. And what's beautiful about the book is, as an adult, you can pick up on certain tendencies that are highlighted in the book from the characters. But as a child, you're going to identify with these kids. Like, oh, I also love soccer, and I also mix up letters like Max. And I also get a little nervous because I also read backwards like Evelyn. And so there's hidden figures in there. But that's the beauty of this story, and it's the lens that you choose to read it through.
That's
So, very
incredible. And
special book.
obviously, you're an incredible teacher with an incredible heart for kids. And I think
Thank
that's
you.
wonderful. Yeah, what was the inspiration for you for getting this book out there?
Everyone always asks, and though I'm not a mother, I compare it to children. You know, you have your first child, and everyone's like, when are you having the next one? That's the experience I went through with my first book. It came out, and everyone was like, well, what's next? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, this is not my job. I'm a teacher. I want inspiration to strike. And so I wasn't really looking for anything, but when you are a teacher, your first class is so special to you because you grow with them. I was 22 and I had these sweet little faces looking at me, trying to figure out what to do, and I didn't know. And you have so many fond memories because they're the first little things that you love and you learn so much from and with them. So I thought, oh my gosh, how sweet would it be in like a timestamp moment in time to have a an artifact with these kiddos? And I thought, well, that's what my book should be about. And they really embraced my drive for inclusion, and they weren't always sure what why they were with me. I never came out and said, you have this happening, that's why you're here. And I actually had a student, and it's kind of incorporated in the book. He asked me, well, why do I get to come to you? Well, how come the other kids in my class don't come? And I was like, oh, remember you won a contest. You're the winner. That's why you get to come. Um, so just wanting to capture those precious moments in this book and showing them that book, because it's now been 2 years since my first class, and going into their classroom showing them like this is you and this is about you was so special and surreal, and them being proud to show it off and like wanting to read it. It's that full circle moment of, I'm glad I got you here, now look how exciting this is. And there was no light bulb moment. It kind of just came together. And I had the other teachers in my classroom read over it and like, is this silly? Is this exciting? And they're like, go for it. And so
That's
my goal has always been, even with my first book, now with this one, especially with this one, if one child reads it and feels like, oh my gosh, me too, then that's a job well done. And I know that it's in so many classrooms, not just in my school, but in surrounding communities. And that just makes my heart so happy that it's spreading the love of reading.
I love it. I love the message within this book. I think that's fantastic. It's something that so many kids can get something out of. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us today about you, your book, or the message within the book?
Thanks. I think I just want everyone to be open to differences and possibilities. I think I come from a generation of, oh, well, don't look, don't stare, don't ask. And you should invite the questions, and that's how we educate and always choose to include. And that looks different for different people in different situations, but don't shy away from differences and uniqueness. Change that narrative and invite it and learn it. And you might learn something along the way too. And I think that that's what's so beautiful about not just this story, but stories like this. I think like Out of My Mind by Sharon Draper comes to mind, like putting yourself in that perspective and understanding the beauty of a difference in mind allows you to grow as a person and allows you to be more aware of differences and variations around you. And it's a really cool thing.
That's amazing. Amazing message, amazing heart behind the book. And we want to encourage everyone pick up this book, The Cookie Class by Paige Starr. It's available everywhere online books are sold. It's available on Amazon, Apple Books, Reader House, online at Barnes and Noble, all the places, easy to get to. It's a fantastic book, a special book, and definitely has a powerful message that can be shared. And so, Paige, thank you so much for joining me today, and we look forward to hearing even more from you.
Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity.